you are struggling with distractions, you need to listen to this video, because in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the ultimate life tips to dealing with distractions. But first things first, you need to understand that distractions are inevitable, especially when you are on a journey of growth. But the thing is that there are people who have mastered the act of handling it well, while there are some people who are still dabbling in and out of it, which is why I decided to make this video. Alright? So, when I hear people say, oh, I'm struggling with distractions, I am like, what are you distracted from if you have nothing to focus on? The major reasons why some of us are struggling with distractions is because we have nothing to focus on. No goals, no expectations, no projects, not even a mental picture of your ideal life. Let me say now, I ask you, do you know the career you want to, or do you know the type of job you want to be doing in the next 2 or 3 years? Do you know the necessary skills needed for that job? Do you even know the kind of or the type of business you want to venture into? What are the profit margins and losses that are likely to occur in that business? Do you know the type of house you want to live in or the type of car you want to drive? Do you even know what your salary would be like? Or do you have a mental picture of what your ideal routine would be like? Girl, you have to get specific, and you can only get specific at the moment with your imagination. You cannot control your nature, but you can control your imagination. So you need to build a mental picture, and not just build a mental picture, but resonate with it and then align it with your values and your purpose. With that, you'll be able to create your focus. The ultimate weapon to dealing with distractions is focus, and it's your expectations that creates your focus. Now, what is expectation? Expectation is you hoping that something will be in a certain way. That's just simple meaning. Hoping that something will be in a certain way. Why distraction is you doing what you're not supposed to be doing. Do you understand? Why focus is you doing what you're supposed to be doing and not letting anything pull you away from it. So in this video, I'm going to be outlining to you 10 ways you can deal with distractions. These ways are very, very practical. So you need to actually stop scrolling, take a chill pill, put on your seatbelt, and let me take you for a ride, because this is about to be a journey. So the first thing I have on my list on how you can deal with distraction is find your focus. Yes, you need to figure out what to give your attention to. You are easily distracted because you're leaving your attention open in the air to be captured by anyone or anything. So you need to streamline that specific thing that you're going to give your attention to, okay? And the truth is that it begins with your expectations, the goals you have set out for yourself to achieve, all right? And your focus stems from your expectations, and that expectations are born or is born from a clear vision. Now, what is a vision? A vision is having a clear picture of where you are headed. Your vision is your sight. Your vision is your sight. Just like your eyes direct your movement, that is exactly what happens with vision. Your vision is that picture you've created that directs your path in life, because with that picture, it uses a map called the personal development plan. So with that plan, you're able to navigate when to do this and when not to do this. Alright, so if you want to know more about finding your focus, I know that everyone's focus is different, but the principles and strategies on how to find your focus applies to everybody. So if you want to know more about how to find your focus, please type find my focus in the comment section, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and that might just be my topic next week Saturday. Alright, the second one I have on my list is identify your distraction. You need to pay attention to the patterns in your behavior, okay? Figure out what typically distracts you. Is it your phone? Is it social media? Or is it even household tasks? Or even procrastination? You need to track down your distractions. Okay, this is what you're going to do. You are going to create a distraction logbook or a distraction folder in your system, and you're going to write down, for every time you get distracted, write down what caused it. Yes, what got you distracted. That's the number one thing you're going to write. The second thing you're going to write is how long it took you to refocus. Yes, how long did it take you to refocus? And the third thing is what made you refocus. Okay, once you've written it down, having this information will help you identify your most common distraction and even help you tackle it more intentionally and more effectively. This time around, you will not click on a generic video on distraction. You will now click on the video that is about that root cause of your distraction. Let's say it's procrastination. You would not click on a distraction video next time. You will now click on a video on procrastination. That is because you have narrowed down your problem to figure out the root cause of your problem. Okay? And that thing that made you refocus, you now have to magnify it. You now have to create a broader picture of it that would help you refocus faster next time. All right, does that make sense? So the third one I have on my list is know your why. Yes, you need to define why you even want to embark on this journey of growth. What do you hope to achieve? Why did you even click on this video? What was the first thought you had when you clicked on this video? Okay, you need to also define what you hope to achieve at the end of this your growth journey, or at the end of anything you're doing. Knowing your why, or being curious about your why, fires your imagination. It makes you think, and when you think, it leads you to discovery. It opens up options. Okay, and when you actually absorb the revelation behind why you're doing something, it can actually take you from being an ordinary person to becoming extraordinary. The truth is that, was it John C. Maxwell that said that every lasting and permanent changes begins in your mind, in your imagination? Even last Sunday in church, my papa in the Lord, Apostle Joshua Selman, said that everything in destiny is created twice. First in your mind, and the second one is in reality. So even if the one in reality is destroyed, because you first created it in your mind, you stored it, you saved it, you can be able to recreate it again. Even this YouTube channel I'm doing, aside from the fact that I'm going to get monetized at the end of the day, the fact that I am helping someone go from being easily distracted to not being distracted, the fact that I can give someone ideas on how to start their personal development journey and go from being good to great, it's a big motivation for me. It's my little way of helping humanity. Like the fact I'm impacting life with the small knowledge I have would make me turn up any day and any time, even if I'm having a good day or bad day. And that is because I have absorbed the reason behind why I am doing this, the motivation. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel useful. It makes me feel like I'm doing something right. You see, I have absorbed the reasons behind my why, and that is why I will keep pushing until I'm able to help as large number of people with the little knowledge I have. Okay, then the fourth one I have on my list is setting boundaries. Yes, you need to learn to say no. You need to protect your time. You need to protect your time. I'm saying it again. There will never be 5th October 2024 ever again. So you need to say no to things that don't serve you purpose, to things that don't align with that picture you have set for yourself. And if possible, learn to communicate your growth journey or your working hours with your friends and relatives, and also request their support in minimizing distraction during your growth hours or during your focus hours. Okay, because you need to communicate with them, because if it's household tasks, you need to find a way to align it to your schedule. So whatever you're going to do, ask them on time, what will I do? Let them tell you, you do it ASAP, and go and focus on your productivity time. You see, that is why you need to communicate with them. Is very important. The next one I have is delegating tasks. I've lost count of my numbering. Delegating tasks. You need to delegate some tasks. Any task that does not require your direct involvement, please feel free to delegate and use your time for something more productive. It is very necessary. The next one I have on my list is time blocking. Yes, you need to allocate specific hours or specific blocks of hours for deep work, okay, where you focus solely on one task. If you're starting this journey, avoid multitasking, because multitasking divides your attention and reduces your overall productivity. Okay, so during this deep work, avoid or turn off all notifications. Set strict limits on how much you spend on social media. If possible, consider using tools or all these apps that will block distracting sites when you are working or when you are engaging in your productivity, whatever, it's very important that you consider using those tools because they can block distracting sites from distracting you. Also consider setting designated time to check your messages or respond to your emails, because when you allocate time for everything, it helps you stay present and not being pulled away from a task. Okay, because you know that I can do this because there is time for that. I can do this because there is time for that. All right, so it's very good that you do a lot of time blocking and allocate specific different blocks of time for different tasks. It's very important. And the seventh one I have on my list is tame your negative self-talk. Yes, you need to tame your negative self-talk. All those internal distractions or discussions you have within yourself, don't like self-doubt, fear of failure, you have to challenge it with positive affirmation. So whenever negative self-talk talks, you should be able to challenge it with positive self-talk. All right, you should believe that, according to, was it Jack Cranfield, I can't remember his name, he said that everything you want is on the other side of fear. Okay, so you need to believe that that thing you're scared of might be or might lead you to your biggest breakthrough. I mean, even Winfield said that success is not final, failure is not fatal, right? But the courage to continue to push is what counts. Okay, and you need to understand that fear of failure is even more dangerous than failure itself, because failure is even temporary. That is if you make it to that way, sure. But fear of failure is everlasting because you never started and you don't even intend to start. Okay, that is why you need to push beyond that fear of failure by feeding yourself with a lot of motivational quotes from people that inspires you. Successful people are willing to share their stories for us to learn from them, but you can only learn if you listen over and over and over again, not a one-off thing. It should be a daily thingy, so that when that negative self-talk comes, you now counter it with the already built-in memory of all those quotes that you have been listening to over time. You know how you passed a certain surroundings and you now heard a music. Over time, you start hearing yourself sing that music. That is how it applies to all of this. When you listen to those quotes often time, when those negative self-talk comes, you will see yourself countering it with those positive quotes you've listened to over time. All right, and the next one I have on my list is create a productive environment. Yes, you need to declutter your space, because a cluttered space can actually lead to a cluttered mind. You need to organize your workspace. You need to eliminate visual distractions. All right, you need to make your environment conducive for work by adding visual elements visual elements that would inspire you to work. It could be plants, it could be motivational quotes, it could even be sticky notes on all those places that you frequently visit. All right, it's very important that you create visual representations of the things you want to achieve and put them in strategic places, because when you look at it over time you begin to get ideas on how to actualize them. All right, also, if possible, try to work in a quiet place. Yes, you can use a noise cancelling headphones when you are in an environment you don't have control over, but it's important that you work in a quiet space because you get to hear yourself think. You get to think more effectively, to be honest. That's for me, sure. It might different things or different folks for different whatever. So the next one I have on my list is number 9. Break big tasks into smaller tasks. Yes, I always said in my video where I talked about how to improve your day within 24 hours, I said we have been gifted. God has invested in us 24 seeds. Okay, so whatever we do with those seeds is up to us. Whatever you do with your 24 hours is up to you. So what I would suggest is, if you're starting out this journey, create a theme for the day. Theme, Theme. And that is because, sometimes when we have a lot of tasks in front of us, we get overwhelmed and we don't do it. But when you create a theme for the day, let's say today is research day. All you're doing today is researching on that thing that you want to learn about. You don't learn it. Today is not learning day, today is research day. So all you're going to do is research on the career you want to start, research on the job you want to apply for, research on the course you want to take. All you're doing today is research. You're going to research, write it out, and pack it one place and go and have fun. Then the next day is the learning day. All those things you've researched, you now learn about it. You can even increase your memory bank by also checking out different things on it, but that is learning day. So all you're doing that day is learning. Allocate time for learning, then after that you go have fun again. With that, it would no longer feel like a big deal or a gigantic tax. You know why you go to your phone easily doing whatever you want to do on social media? Because it's very convenient. Okay, so make your tasks convenient by allocating a team for everything you do and make it easy. It's better to start here and be consistent at it or with it or in it. It's very important. Number 10, allocate time where you assess how your day went. So find somewhere in your house, a section in your house where you go to think, your thinking area. In that thinking area, you're going to assess how you spent your day. Okay, what are the activities you found more productive or less productive? Did your strategies work? You will figure out what worked and what isn't working. Try to readjust your strategies. Okay, also try varying your approaches, because with this you get to experiment. Do you work better in the morning hours or night hours? You need to vary your approaches so that you'll be able to understand or identify your most productive day, morning or night. Okay, and also what happens when you actually assess your day is that you get to identify patterns and be able to track down what to do and what not to do next time. Okay, so it's good to even journal all those things. Journal it, write it down, identify the patterns, identify your behavior, pay attention to how you behave. It's very important. Try journaling your thoughts, and every journaling is very good. It helps you believe what you think, what you know, and what you understand. And your experience can even become the insights that you've been looking for. So the final thing I want to say before I leave your faces is that growth is a journey, and distractions are part of the success story that we're going to all see. Okay, so you need to focus more on progress than perfection. Okay, so when you get distracted, you need to tap yourself at the back, refocus, vary your approaches, identify what worked and what did not work, and then go back and re-strategize. Okay, so it's very important that you know that it's a journey of progress over perfection. All right, so if you're still trying to figure out how to find your focus, don't forget to type in the comment section, find my focus, turn on your notification bell, subscribe, and then you will get notified, because that might just be my topic next week. All right, guys, I hope you learned one or two from this. And shout out to Vera. Vera inspired this video. She told me that she wanted to figure out how to deal with distraction. I met Vera in this YouTube space. I've never met her. She just always likes my posts, always subscribes, and always comments. So Vera, I'm very grateful, and I hope I did justice to this topic the way you wanted it. And if you have any topic you want me to talk about, don't forget to leave it in the comment section. That might just be my topic in the coming days. All right, bye guys.